What's up, YouTube? It's been a while. So last year, I kicked off 2019 with a vlog about how I was sponsored by Fujifilm. Talking about all these cool videos that were going to pop up and reviews and all those things, and then nothing. Now, there's a whole bunch of many different reasons for why I wasn't that active on YouTube last year. A big part of it was personal. There was some issues going on that I had to sort out. It was actually a pretty tough beginning of the year. And then once things started kicking off and I was working a lot, I don't know, it just seemed like things were more focused on getting work done. And I really didn't do much on social media at all. This is the least that I've posted on Instagram. I really don't use Facebook anymore. It's just linked to my Instagram to connect stuff up. And it's also been the year where 2019, I almost 100% only was a cinematographer. I think I directed one thing. Yeah, I directed one thing. Apart from that, I spent most of the year just doing cinematography, which was interesting, but it really helped pay the bills. But yeah, I just didn't feel like creating online content. I didn't feel like posting about what I was doing or where I was going or anything like that. It was like a much deserved break from social media to try and figure out exactly what I'd want to do with all this. I think most of the world has been trying to figure out what the hell have they been doing on social media all this time. The one creative thing that has been consistent, actually in the past 2 years, has been the podcast that I do, which I don't really shout out about that much. I do a podcast with two friends, Amelia Chen and Nick Doran, called Geeks in Malaysia. It's been a lot of fun. It's been the most consistent creative thing I've been doing in the past 2 years that's like purely for fun and purely for creativity. If you want to call it creativity, it's just three people sitting around talking about geeky stuff and sometimes not talking about geeky stuff at all. But please do check it out. Geeks in Malaysia. We're on all the podcast thingies, from Apple Podcast to Spotify to Stitcher to whatever. You know, we're all over there. So please do check it out. See if you enjoy it. If not, fine. There's a lot of swearing. I just got to warn you, there's tons of swearing, mostly from me. But yeah, it was... I don't know, I was going through a lot in 2019. There were moments of heavy depression, but that wasn't really the overriding thing. It was more of a time of figuring shit out, figuring out where my career was going, figuring out what I was going to do in life, figuring out a whole bunch of personal problems, just figuring out a bunch of shit. I don't think anyone ever actually figures out everything in their life, but a lot of things over the course of the year have become clearer to me, which is great. Some things have been happening with Kickflip, which I'll say for my vlog about the production of Kickflip, which has also been off for like more than a year. So what about 2020? Well, I have a few ideas. I don't know if I'm going to be going through with all of them, but what I do know is I've already shot 2 episodes for videos that I wanted to do on YouTube anyway, and I've kind of set things up so that it's a bit easier for me to, create some of these videos. So we'll see how that goes. I've already got those 2 lined up and I've got a couple more planned. So hopefully if they work out, there'll actually be some consistent output. But there's also the thing where I don't want to feel beholden to the format or being a content creator, all that stuff, which I think a lot of last year was about. As opposed to thinking like, oh, I should post something on YouTube. I should post a video on this. I should post a photo on whichever set I'm on. I kind of just spent most of the year just doing stuff when I needed to do it and not trying to create something out of the creation or market it or anything like that. But this year, I feel like creating more stuff. I especially do feel like I need to start directing again, because apart from my movie Kickflip, I haven't really directed anything. And I think from the way I've mostly been hired as a cinematographer for the past year, like, I don't think people consider me as a director anymore, which is fine. Because I'll be honest, like, cinematography has its own set of headaches, but less headaches than a director. So I have no issue with being a cinematographer for my bread and butter. It's just that I do miss directing. And more importantly, I miss directing stuff that I want to direct. So I have a few ideas for possible short films or whatever, I don't know. there's some stuff that I want to create this year. Just to be back behind the camera as a director and doing narrative stuff. We'll see how that goes, if I can write those scripts and come up with the ideas and get people who want to help out and work on those little projects, which probably make no money whatsoever, but they'll be fun. I'm also hoping I start recording more music this year, because that's something that I've let go for way too long. And I kind of miss making music as well. So hopefully that happens too. There's a lot of stuff that I hope will happen. I just don't want to promise that it will, because who knows, maybe 2020 will be another introspective year where I don't do as much of this stuff. What I hope would happen in 2020 is that I create more, because I've been trying to push myself to be more creative and create more of my own thing for a while now, but a lot of things have been very easily pulling me back, and I don't want those things to pull me back anymore. So fingers crossed, more stuff. Fingers crossed.